Hello, everybody. Let's just wait a couple minutes for everyone to roll on in and join this session. Very, very excited to be here today. Just want to get to know all of you guys a little bit better and share everything there is to know about Scotia. I know a lot of you who are listening are literally students seeking salaries, and that's why I'm here to help you through the process and kind of teach you everything you need to know about Scotia and kind of why I work here and why my team works here. So let's just give it a couple more minutes for people to join in, and then we'll get started. Like I said, super excited to be here. And you guys, this is going to be a really, really interactive and fun session. So be sure you're using the chat box. I'm going to say hello so you guys can see it pop up. But yeah, use the chat box. I want to hear, hi, Zachary. Good morning. I love how you already know my name. We probably met before. But yeah, really excited to be here. And yeah, use the chat box to feel free as I talk about Scotia and my experiences, why I joined this organization, and all the details about why you should join the organization. Feel free to drop questions as I go so that I can just answer all of them. And you can leave this session feeling amazing, feeling fulfilled, and knowing exactly where you want to go and why you want to go there. So that's the intention of today. So yeah, feel free to use the chat box as I go and talk. I think I'm just gonna wait a little bit longer. It's so funny. I've always had this like weird, or not weird, but this interest in like becoming a YouTube star or like posting YouTube videos, like maybe doing a vlog or something. So I feel like I'm really kicking off my YouTube career here. So super excited about that. You know, who doesn't want to be a YouTuber? I think a lot of you are probably like, Sue, I actually don't really want to be a YouTuber. But I mean, it was one of my dreams. So here I am. Give me feedback on the end, let me know how I did. So yeah, I think we'll get started. Looks like we have some more people in the house. If you're here, say hello to me in the chat. I want to know who's in the room. We got Zachary here. Who else is here? Say hello in the chat. I'm pointing like this to the chat. Hi, Linda. There we go. We got some more action in there. Who else is here? I know there's some more people. Hello. Good afternoon to you. Thank you for saying hello. I feel like there's people watching, which is awesome. Anyone else want to pop on and say hi to me? I don't bite. I'm very friendly. So yeah, I'd love to say hello to all of you. So that'd be great. Okay, let's kick it off. Did you guys like that? I know we love our graphics here at Scotia. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Sue. I'm part of the campus recruitment team here at Scotia. I lead the recruiting for Global Banking and Markets front office. And I'm really excited to be here today to just talk to you all about Scotia, all about why I joined, my career story, why you have to join this organization. And I'm also here, I basically took it upon myself to dig in and look for frequently asked questions from a lot of the students. So what I'm going to do today is give my little intro, then go into, reasons why you should join Scotia and be part of this amazing organization. And then I'm going to go on and answer questions that have been frequently asked that I've gotten so many times from so many students. And if you guys have any questions about anything that I talk about throughout this session or anything really at all, feel free to drop them in the chat. I would love to engage with you, answer questions as I communicate to you today. So yeah, feel free to use the chat and ask questions. So as I said, my name is Sue, and I wanted to share my own personal story with you because I feel like it really resonates with some students. So hopefully it resonates with you today. So I went to the University of Toronto. I was in the Raw Commerce program. And when I was a young girl, when I was in first year, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. I knew that I loved people. I knew that I had a passion for building relationships, but I didn't know what that looked like in a career. So I was like, you know what? I'm really good at accounting. I want to get an extra designation under my belt because I know it'll help me and prepare me for success in the future. So I was like, let's pursue my CPA. I made a decision in second year to pursue my CPA. So I don't know how many accountants we have in the room, but there's a couple ways you can get your CPA. So one way is going to a big four accounting firm. So in second year, I networked like crazy. Okay, I went to every event I possibly could with every different firm. It was like my mission to get into a big four. So along my networking journey, I met someone who really helped me in my career. So he really guided me throughout my recruitment process, and he worked at EY. And we built a really good relationship, and he became like a mentor to me in a way, right? So, hi. So he became like a mentor to me. And eventually I ended up landing my internship at EY, and I was pumped. I got my internship at a big four. I was like, yes, I'm on my way to getting my CPA. Woo, I'm so excited. And me and my mentor, the guy who kind of got me into EY and really helped me, we still had a really good relationship. We were still connecting on a monthly basis to keep in touch, right? So I do my internship there, and it wasn't what I expected. It wasn't the organization. I loved the organization. It was just more so the work. I didn't like what I was doing. And I was like, you know what? If I'm dedicating my life of 30 months somewhere, I want to be somewhere where I can try different things out because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So my mentor, he moved to another organization, and then we connected, and he's like, Sue, you can get your CPA here at this organization. It was another bank. I won't drop the name. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds awesome. Like maybe I'll do that. And I ended up getting a job at this other bank where I could pursue my CPA still. So my network and connection led me to my new job, which was amazing. So I did this rotational program at this bank, and I got all my CPA hours. I did all my exams. And as soon as I finished the program, I was like, okay, I got my CPA, right? I achieved my goal. What's next, right? What else do I want to do? Is there a change? And I was craving a change, right? And I was craving, I wanted to move on to something that fed my passion. So I really thought about it, and I was like, okay, I've gotten 3 years of accounting and finance experience under my belt. I got my CPA. Now I want to focus on what's important to me, what I love to do, right? So I reflected, and I was like, you know what? Let's pull out a journal and really see what those things are. So I wrote out a journal, and I was like, what do I want out of my next job? So instead of thinking what would look good on my resume, I thought, what would I really thrive at? What do I love doing? That's the direction I was in, right? So I wrote down, obviously I love talking. I'm a talker, I'm a YouTuber now. So I was like, I love building relationships. I want that to be my next job. I want to be in a global organization where I had the ability to travel because I love traveling. I wanted to be at an organization that had an amazing culture so that I can be myself, right? I didn't want to have two personalities anymore. I didn't want to be a work suit and then be myself, right? I wanted to show up to work and bring everything I had to the table and really be myself. So that was really, really important to me. So I had that on my list. I had marketing on my list, and I wanted to be really involved in strategy. So I had all of these things, and I was like, okay, let's start networking, right? And I first was like, let me leverage my own network. So I called up that mentor that I had all the way back from my summer internship days. And I was like, hey, how are you? We reconnected. And I basically read out my list of things that I wanted out of my next role. I was like, listen, I just got my CPA, but I'm looking to make a career shift. This is what I want out of my next job. What do you think? He looked at me and he was like, Sue, he's like, I think you would be a great fit for my team. He was obviously a recruiter at Scotia and is now my boss. So you can see how far my network has taken me in my career journey. He recruited me 3 times, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And the reason why I was able to make this huge career change is only because of my network. If I were to apply to this role as a campus recruiter with my accounting experience, with my resume, right? So let's say I submitted my resume normally and it had all my accounting experience, but I didn't meet anyone on the recruiting team. How would they know what I'm about with my accounting experience? Like, how would they know that I'm great at building relationships, that I'm a good communicator, that I have a passion for the space? They wouldn't. So I knew my only way to shift out of my accounting career into a whole different career was to network. And that's why here at Scotia, we actually are no longer requiring our students to submit resumes to apply for internships in our new grad programs. We want to get to know you beyond a resume, right? Beyond what you can put on a piece of paper. We want to get to know what you're about, what you bring to the table, and where your passions are, because we really believe that that's how we're going to hire the best talent and the best people for the role. And another thing at Scotia is we aren't looking for people to fit in. If you really think about it, what does fitting in even mean? Like, I don't understand. Everyone on this planet is so different, offers so many different and unique character traits to the table. So what does it really mean to fit in? That's why we say that fitting in really is the F word. I mean, what does it even mean? So we want you to join our organization and not fit in, because we don't believe in that. We want you to join our organization and really thrive. We want you to thrive in the role that you're placed in. And we as recruiters, we're really not just recruiters. We're career coaches because we want to help you find a place where you can thrive at Scotia, find a department where you can really thrive, kickstart your career, and fully kill it. And that's why I'm here talking to you today. So I'm hopefully my story really resonated with you guys, got you motivated, got you pumped, and got you passionate about finding what you love to do in an amazing organization that's global, that has an amazing culture, and has so much opportunities. So now I'm going to dig into Scotia, right? Why I work at Scotia, why my team works at Scotia, and why I moved to join this amazing organization. I'm going to first start off by talking all about student development. We have so many internship opportunities for you. We have so many new grad programs for you. And essentially all of our new grad programs fall under one big umbrella called TILT. TILT stands for Talent Incubators for Leaders of Tomorrow. That means that when you graduate from a rotational program, you'll graduate under TILT, which is an amazing, amazing community to be part of. And we have so many new grad programs. So if you're sitting there being like, Sue, that sounds awesome. What is TILT? What does that even mean? So essentially, let's say you were an intern or co-op at Scotia, or you're applying for a full-time role. We have our new graduate programs that offer rotations in different business lines so that you can get a taste and feel about different departments at Scotia, so that when you graduate the program, you can land, full-time in an area that you already love. Right. And that's the amazing part about Scotia. We invest so much money in our programs, in TILT as a whole, for you to thrive, for you to find what you're passionate about. And that's why I love Scotia, because I know that we want to place you in a place where you're going to thrive. And that's why we give you the ability to try so many different departments out. And then you eventually find what you want to do. And then you'll start there full time. So we also convert 100% of our new grad programs into full time. So it's not a contract at all. You're full time at Scotia. And it's just an amazing community to kickstart your career off. I'm now going to talk about our culture. So a huge reason why I joined Scotia was because of the culture. Like I said before, we don't want you to fit in. And we want you to be yourself. So as you can tell, I'm myself. This is me on a Friday night, right? This is me in full. I'm Suzanne. And what you're witnessing right now is who I am. And this is how I communicate with my team, with the business lines. And you really are able to be yourself at Scotia, which is amazing. And we strongly believe that we want everyone to be themselves. And one thing that we do offer here at Scotia, it's all of our interns and co-ops that join us get one free day off, not free, like day off, to pursue their passions and what they're passionate about. So if you're a dancer, a singer, a painter, a soccer player, a hockey player, if you're a hiker, we want to give you a day off during your internship to do just that, to do exactly what brings you joy, what makes you happy. So that's why we offer that one day off. And that's why that just speaks to our culture, right? We really do want you to be yourself and thrive being yourself at this organization. So we got Katie in the house. Katie's a painter. Love that. So another thing I want to touch base on is our opportunities here. You're probably thinking, this sounds great. What does it mean for me? Like what opportunities are there for me where I can really thrive and really be myself? We have opportunities in every business line, you name it. Global banking and markets. We got investment banking. We got operations roles. We got global banking and markets. We got support roles. We have so many roles within the global banking and market space. Then we have roles in commercial banking, wealth management, our amazing technology space. We have roles in commercial banking. We have roles literally everywhere. We also have roles in HR, marketing, communications, accounting, and finance. If you want a role, we got the role. Okay, we have over 90,000 jobs here at Scotia that we have to offer you. And then we have up to so many new grad programs as well that you can eventually land after your internship. So many opportunities. Another thing that I want to touch base on is technology. So here at Scotia, we actually invest very, very heavily in technology. Over the past 5 years, we've invested $15 billion in the tech space because we just want to be ahead, we want to be advanced, and we want to be ready for anything. When COVID hit, we onboarded 350 interns on time without delays in anyone's contract. And that's because we were ready. That's because we invested so heavily in technology, and it really put us in a really good position to be able to onboard all of the students on time with no delays. They all got their tech on time. And it was amazing because even though we were obviously still are in a global pandemic, we were still able to honor everyone's contracts. And that's what's really important about Scotia. We're people first. We're community first. So we weren't going to let our interns down. We onboarded them on time. They all started on time. And we actually rolled out an amazing program called Altitude. Maybe some of you guys have heard about it, maybe not, but Altitude was basically a virtual onboarding program for all of our interns that start with us. So we had workshops, we had mindfulness classes, we had yoga, we had workshops with global leaders, we had Q&A with our leaders at Scotia. And it basically built this amazing virtual community where all the interns started their internship here and then they ended it together. So even though we were in a virtual world, because Scotia's people first, because we believe so much in building the community for you guys, we developed this virtual program for you so that you can thrive, so that you can still be yourself, so that you can still get to know your colleagues. And that just speaks to our, investment in technology. The only reason why we were able to onboard everyone on time and build this amazing program was because of our investment in technology. Another really, really cool thing is a lot of our students really passionate about the tech space are involved in tech initiatives at Scotia. We have students involved in virtual reality, involved in AI machine learning. We have students who are actually the product owner for our Scotiabank app, and they made a bunch of the features within that app. So if you're interested in something at Scotia, all you have to do is raise your hand. For example, I'm interested in being a YouTube star. Here I am talking to you guys, right? So we have so much opportunity here in Scotia. And because of our investment in technology, we're able to give you what you want to do. And that's what's really important. You want to be at an organization that isn't looking for you to fit in, because we don't want you to be a number here. We want you to add value in where you want. So that's why I want you guys to come here. I want you to raise your hand and really be involved, because the opportunities really, really are endless. Okay, another thing that I want to talk to you guys about is our inclusiveness, right? We're a very, very inclusive bank. Over 50% of our employees speak Spanish, which is amazing. Comment in the chat if you guys actually speak Spanish. I love to know who speaks Spanish here, who would love to learn Spanish. We have classes for our employees that want to learn Spanish as well, which is really amazing. And we're just a very inclusive environment. We love, like I said, again, people being able to be themselves and really thrive in an area where they can be themselves. And that's what makes us very, very inclusive. We just want to give opportunities to everybody equally. And that's why when someone raises their hand for something, we do like to give you that opportunity. And we want everyone to be able to add value wherever they go here at Scotia. We got some Spanish speakers here. Ooh, I see it. I love it. That's awesome, Zach. Good for you. Just starting learning Spanish. Love that. Even if you want to learn, I will learn with you. I don't speak Spanish either, but I want to learn, and I moved to Scotia, so I have that opportunity, which is amazing. This leads me into my last and final point, the Americas. So we're actually one of the most global banks in Canada, which is amazing. We have such a presence in Latin America, which is awesome. We have digital factories in Latin America. We have a digital factory in Peru, Colombia, Chile, and Mexico, which is amazing. And yeah, we just love the fact that as students even have experience opportunities to go international in our rotational programs. There are rotational international placements, which is amazing. And the reason why we do this is because we want you guys to get a taste and feel of the global organization. So we don't just speak to how global we are. We want you guys to experience it. And that's also why if you are a returning intern or co-op with us, you have the ability to learn Spanish. We will give you Spanish classes. You can learn Spanish. And it really just does speak to our want for you guys to keep learning, keep growing, keep thriving, and being yourself while doing that, right? So just as a little recap for all you guys, I went over student development, our culture, our opportunities, technology, inclusiveness, and the Americas. If you're following, that spells out Scotia, right? So everything that we do have to offer is what I explained to you here today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop it off in the comment box. I'll definitely address them. Definitely want to be able to answer your questions today. That's why I'm here. That's why the YouTube star made it out. So yeah, what I wanted to go over quickly now is just, how do you get the job, right? How do you, you're probably sitting there being like, Sue, this is awesome. Like, this is amazing. I want to work at Scotia. You sold me. You really did. And you probably want this amazing sweater too. Well, before I get into answering your questions, I want to also give you guys the opportunity to learn about how you can get a role here. So tune in for this quick little video.
Meet Maria. Maria has graciously offered to allow us to walk her through the student path from school to the job of her dreams. Maria meets us on campus or virtually at one of our events, and no one's on campus more than us, so she has so many chances. At the event, she makes her profile with us so that we can send her updates on future events and keep in contact easily. Plus, recruiters use this to track their superstars. Maria completes her Plum profile, giving her some guidance and helping us know where she might thrive at Scotiabank. Remember, student resumes are no longer required at Scotiabank for intern, co-op, and new grad development program roles. If Maria wasn't able to meet us on campus, she could still do her Plum profile and get our attention that way, or by chatting with our team online. Maria meets us again, comes to even more events, gets invited to special events. We'll often meet our students more than 5 times before we hire them. Relationships are key. Maria now knows, from all of our events and conversations and the advice from Plum, where she wants to work at Scotiabank. So she completes her 1-minute video interview. It's quick and easy, and we just want her to be herself. It's like a video cover letter. She formally applies for the job online, and now she's excited. She interviews with us and celebrates the start of her amazing journey at Scotiabank. The world is her oyster. Is that not a cool thing to say now? Okay, sorry, but you get my point. Yay, Maria!
All right, so those are basically the steps to, how you get a job here at Scotia. And if you're sitting there thinking, Sue, what if I didn't go to a campus event? Like, I'm here with you now. That's amazing. This is the touch point that we have. I'm getting to know you. I'm recognizing your names. I'm reading your questions, and you're getting to know our Scotiabank culture. So whether you can get a job here, obviously, I saw a question in the chat was, where do I apply, right? How do I get a job? Where do I apply? How does it work? So what you're going to do is, on our website, we have so many job postings that are available for you guys to apply to. When you apply, like I said before, we actually aren't requiring you to submit a resume, so don't even worry about that. What we are requiring you to do is submit a Plum profile. So if you don't know what Plum is a psychology and cognitive assessment tool that we use to get to know your strengths and your weaknesses so that we can just help place you, right? We want to get to know where you would thrive at Scotia, and we use this technology to help us do exactly that. So it's not the cutoff point. It's not like if you perform really bad on this test, you're not going to get a job here. No, it's so that we can get to know you more, get to know your skills and your weaknesses and what you bring to the table even more, so we can place you at a role where you're absolutely kill it and you're going to absolutely thrive. So it's basically a 20-minute questionnaire. You're going to see the link in the application when you apply. You fill that out and you complete the test, and you basically submit your Plum profile with your application. And that's really what we need to know about you. We don't need to know your resume because we would have already connected with you, right? And this brings me to my next really, really, really important point of how to get a job at Scotia. We want to get to know you. We want to build relationships with you because we believe in building a relationship is more important than your resume. So that brings me into, how do you network? How do you have an amazing coffee chat? How do you even get a coffee chat? And then once you make it to the interview process, how do you kill an interview? How do you land an amazing interview, right? I'm going to uncover all the little tips and tricks on what you guys need to know about virtual networking and obviously virtual coffee chats. So if you're sitting there and you're like, how do I start networking and building my network just like you did to be where you are now? Basically, I want you guys all to really start leveraging your LinkedIn, especially in this virtual reality. It is super important to leverage your LinkedIn. Whenever you meet a recruiter at a campus event, or even here, I want you to add them on LinkedIn and I want you to message them. And when you message them, I don't want you to be generic, okay? Some really, really key important things. I hope you guys are jotting this down of how to catch a recruiter's attention. So obviously, if you went to a campus event and you went in that networking circle, hopefully you brought up something that you can connect the recruiter to. For example, when you go in a networking circle, make a joke, say something unique about yourself, because then when you message a recruiter after, you can reference what is really unique about you. For example, I had a student the other day show me a really cool trick about her thumb. She was able to bend it back all the way here. And I was like, what? Girl, your thumbs. So then when she messaged me on LinkedIn, she's like, hey, Sue, I'm the girl with the thumbs. And I automatically remembered her name and her face. So that is just something that you guys can take away and one way to stand out, because as recruiters, we are super busy. We obviously get a lot of students trying to reach out to us, but doesn't mean that we don't want to make time for you. So make sure when you're messaging and connecting, you follow those simple steps to stand out and really shine. Another thing with, how do you get a coffee chat? How do you actually get time in that recruiter's calendar? Let's say you want 10 or 15 minutes. I would recommend when you reach out to a recruiter, mention that unique fun fact about you so that they remember you, and be really understanding. Be like, hey, Sue, I totally get it. You're probably so busy right now. It's mid-recruiting season. It's your busiest time, but also most favorite time, obviously. It's your busiest time. But I would really, really, really appreciate it if you can set aside 10 to 15 minutes in your calendar and have a coffee chat with me. Always say you'd really appreciate it, but you totally understand if we don't get back to you or if we can't schedule the coffee chat right away. That's really, really important. And it goes a long way for us to see students that are understanding and sympathetic. So I would definitely word it like that. That's really, really important when you are trying to get a coffee chat and network. And let's say you finally get that coffee chat, make sure you come prepared, right? You don't want to waste a recruiter's time. You don't want to not be prepared and not have anything to talk about. Be ready to tell them who you are, what you're about, what school you're in, your experiences, and be ready to have questions ready for them about Scotia, about the role you're interested in, right? Make sure you go in to that coffee chat with intention. You want to have intention to A, make a really amazing impression, and B, it's all of the things change. So you want to be able to have your questions answered in that 15 minutes and really get value out of the conversation and make the recruiter feel like, wow, like I actually really help that student. As recruiters at Scotia, that's all we want. We want to be able to help you find your dream job. And then we want to be able to place you in that dream job. So when you're entering that coffee chat, make sure you have all these questions ready. Make sure you know exactly the message that you want to convey and the reason why you're meeting with them is conveyed. That's really important. I love when I meet students who I can automatically tell are really passionate. They really want to work at Scotia and they know exactly why they want to work at Scotia and they know exactly why they're talking to me. I love that because to me that shows initiative. It shows like a great, great attitude. That's so important to have. You want to always execute your amazing attitude that you bring to the table. And the coffee chat is really an amazing opportunity to leverage that space. One other quick thing that I want to talk about today is interviews, right? So let's say you network, you build that relationship, you apply to that job, and then you land the interview. First of all, that's amazing. You should be really happy because all these positions are super competitive. So congratulations that you've landed the interview. Now you want to think to yourself, how do I actually prepare for this interview and kill it? One thing that's really, really important in an interview, especially virtually, is make sure, obviously, first of all, if it's virtual, you've pre-recorded yourself. So you've practiced a couple times on camera. You know how you come across camera. You're not slouching, but you're also not like a strict board, like being robotic, right? You ought to be natural on camera. So make sure you practice with recording. And obviously make sure you come well prepared. Make sure you know your material, right? Make sure you know the points that you want to hit when you answer certain questions and make sure you know your material because the worst thing is going for an interview and not feeling comfortable. You want to make sure you feel comfortable, you feel motivated, you feel ready. And that's because you know your material, right? Another really important thing with interviewing is embrace your nerves, right? If you're nervous, it's because you want it. So be sure to embrace your nerves, feel empowered. And if you come off nervous in an interview, honestly, one thing that I recommend is just being like, listen, I'm nervous because I want it. And that's why, I'm really passionate about the space. And that's why I'm nervous. It's just because I really want the role. If you explain that to the interviewer, they'll be like, oh, maybe they just really want the role and they're passionate and really happy to be here. That's really, really important to know. I'm just trying to look to see if I have any questions in the audience that I can answer. I know we only have a couple minutes left, but guys, at the end of the day, I really hope that you got value out of listening to me today and you're in a better spot to recruit, to network, to build those connections, to land those coffee chats, and you're ready to kill it. That was the reason why I came on today. I'm a motivational speaker here. I wanted to motivate you and give you guys all the tips that you need to know to be ready for anything and anything that gets thrown at you. You're ready. And you're excited. I want you guys to be excited for recruiting because it really is looking for new opportunities that can change your life, that can impact you in the best, most positive way. So you guys should be excited. When I was recruiting, I was a little bit nervous, but I was also really excited to learn about new things and to see where my career can really take me because you never know where you can go or where your career can really take you until you talk to people. So get out there, talk to people, leverage your LinkedIn. Connect with me. I'm on LinkedIn, obviously. Love the platform and just be ready to be yourself. Showcase who you are, what you're about. And if you're unique, if you have quirks about you that aren't the norm, that's amazing. Communicate them because we want to get to know what you're about and all your quirks that you bring to the table. All right, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up now. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I'm joking. It's not my channel. But thank you so much for tuning in. And I really hope that you got to learn everything that we have to offer here at Scotia and feel more directed. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. And we'll connect soon. Bye.